stick with it until it sticks. A lot of the times when I'm looking at the people that I admire in business, a lot of them say there's nothing wrong with what you're doing right now. You just have to continue to do it. You just have to do it more. Stick with it until it sticks. That's one thing that I realized too after going through Ronnie Brown's program, was that a lot of things that she was telling us to do are things that I have done before, but I just was like, okay, nobody is interested in this, so I'm going to stop doing it.
Welcome to the Friends in Beauty podcast, a safe space for ambitious beauty industry creatives to have real talk, get real answers, and practical tools to grow their businesses. My name is Aquia Robinson, and I'm a makeup artist, beauty educator, and the creator of Friends in Beauty. I created Friends in Beauty to support like-minded creatives, just like you, on their quest to connect, network, and build genuine relationships within the beauty community. Join me every week as me and my special guests reveal the keys to success and longevity in the beauty industry, and most importantly, have fun while doing it. You ready? Hey, what's up? It's your best friend in beauty, Aquia Robinson. Welcome back to another episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast. I am so happy to have you here, and I hope you're listening to this episode in high spirits and in good health. If you are a friend in beauty, I welcome you to join the Friends in Beauty Facebook community. If you're looking for a community of like-minded, ambitious friends in beauty to virtually connect with, network, and share resources, then click the link down below in the show description to join us in the Facebook community, and I'll be there to welcome you with open arms. Also, let's get social. Follow Friends in Beauty on all social media platforms at Friends in Beauty. Additionally, the Friends in Beauty podcast is available on several platforms. We're on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Google, YouTube, you name it, we are there. And whatever platform you are listening from right now, I just want to say thank you so much for tuning into the Friends of Beauty podcast. I appreciate it more than you know. And I would love it even further if you took the time to leave a 5-star rating, a review, a like, a comment, a share, a subscribe, or something to let me know how you feel about the Friends of Beauty podcast. Additionally, Friends in Beauty is now on Patreon. So for as little as $3 a month, you can support the Friends in Beauty podcast. And there are also several tiers available that unlock Patreon exclusive content just for you, like behind the scene content of the Friends in Beauty podcast, bonus interview clips, a monthly Ask Me Anything, discounts, and so much more. So if that's something that you're interested in, I'll leave the link down below in the show description for that as well. Also, if you'd like to stay connected even further, join the Friends in Beauty mailing list tribe. They are the first to know about all things Friends in Beauty, and I send out different resources and tips throughout the week. So if that's something that you're interested in, join us over there. And last but not least, listen up. The most important thing is to share the Friends in Beauty podcast with your other friends in beauty, your family, your friends, anybody that you think could benefit from the information that is being shared. Share away to help me grow the Friends in Beauty community. Now, on this episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast, I am so happy that I get an opportunity before the year is over to come and talk to you one-on-one. I have been very blessed this year to have so many amazing guests on the Friends in Beauty podcast, where I haven't had to do too many solo episodes, but I did want to do a solo episode before the year is over for sure, because there has just been so much going on in my life, my personal life, in my business life, in the podcast life, just everything in general, that I just kind of wanted to come and chop it up with you for a little bit. So first things first, I do just want to express gratitude to you for listening to the Friends in Beauty podcast, for sharing the Friends in Beauty podcast, for giving me your feedback about the Friends in Beauty podcast. I really appreciate you so much. Anytime that someone reaches out to me to share their takeaways or just to express their gratitude for me having this platform, it makes me feel really, really good, because y'all, podcasting is definitely fun for me. I know y'all hear it in my episode or my ad for Patreon, but podcasting is so much fun, but it is not cheap and it's not an easy thing to do.
People are always asking me, like, how do you stay consistent with the podcast? How do you stay consistent, period, but especially with the podcast? Because as you know, since I released the podcast in 2020, I have consistently uploaded episodes every single Wednesday since then. I have not missed an episode. So people are always asking me how I stay consistent. And the real reason why I stay consistent is because of people like you who I know look forward to listening to the Friends in Beauty podcast every week. So I have to keep that in mind. And just the way that I am in person, I do not like letting people down. So as long as I know that I have at least one person, 5 people that want to tune into the podcast, I'm going to keep on doing it. And I have to express gratitude for this platform because I said it in my last episode with Jasmine, but I just really enjoy how the Friends in Beauty podcast has connected me to so many entrepreneurs, so many beautypreneurs that I probably wouldn't have otherwise, had the opportunity to meet. And they have so many amazing stories and just, so many gems that they drop on the podcast. And I'm so grateful for them for coming on. And it really impresses me that, okay, so like a lot of these people that I've had this year in particular, I believe like the first year of my podcast, a lot of the people that I interviewed were people that I had, actually known or come in contact with. But this year on the podcast, I have come in contact with a lot of people that I have not even met before until they hopped into the Zoom to do the interview. So it always impresses me that I have this gift to like let people or allow people to open up the way that they do. Because, a lot of people are, introverts, and a lot of people don't like sharing their business, things like that. But it really impresses me that I'm able to make them comfortable enough to, share on the podcast the way that they do. So I just wanted to express gratitude to you for tuning into the Friends in Beauty podcast and sharing it, with your friends and family and everything, and just helping me to grow the platform. And then also gratitude for just the platform for allowing me to, grow the way that I have. People tell me that I've been getting, good with my interview questions. So it just makes me feel so good. So a little bit about what I've been working on. If you follow Friends in Beauty on YouTube, or if you're subscribed to Friends in Beauty on YouTube, thank you. You see what I've been up to. And if you're not subscribed, do yourself a favor and click the link down below in the show notes or the description to go ahead and subscribe to us on YouTube, because of course that's where I house the interview episodes, so you can actually watch the interviews instead of listening to them. And then also I throw in some vlogs here and there, a little behind the scenes of a day in the life of a friend in beauty, your best friend in beauty, me. So what I've been working on for like the last month or so, I feel like I have been working on consistently, I guess, the latest season of not Ready to Love. Oh my gosh, I'm lying. I have been working on the latest season of Love and Marriage. It still has something to do with love. I've been working on the latest season of Love and Marriage with my girl, Joy Carter, Love and Marriage DC. So Joy came from the show that I just mentioned before that I can't even think about now. Dang, my brain. Anyways, yeah. So Joy came from the other show, and now she's on Love and Marriage. So I've been doing her makeup for that. It's been going very well. I just dropped a behind the scenes vlog of like a day in the life of me taking you to set. So make sure you check that out on YouTube. So that's what I've been working on consistently for like the last month or so. But a little bit going forward, I will be bringing back the Friends in Beauty membership. I have been revamping that and figuring out how I can make that the most impactful for the community. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And I do want to acknowledge that we are in the thick of holiday season, and I know that a lot of people deal with like seasonal depression or just the holidays in general. A lot of people do not really feel that joyful about the holidays, and I really want to acknowledge that and just let you know that I see you, I feel you. Seasonal depression is real, okay? Like I feel like my seasonal depression kicked in as soon as the time changed, and it has been a struggle a little bit because I feel so unmotivated most of the times. Like there are days where I just wake up and I'm like, I don't want to do nothing pertaining to nothing that has to do with nothing, okay? I don't want to do a thing. And I want to acknowledge, those of you who feel the same way, because it is very difficult when you are operating a business and things are relying on you to get things done. Things depend on you to get things done. And when you're going through season of depression and you just don't feel like doing a thing, it can kind of play with you a little bit, because you know that you need to get up and do something, but then you just don't want to, or you just don't feel like it. And it could be very difficult because things have to still get done. So the way that I've been kind of dealing with it is just really acknowledging that it exists. A lot of people are in denial that, they have seasonal depression, or they just don't want to give that energy to it. And I understand that, but just acknowledging that, what's going on. And then I always say, give myself like a deadline of how long I can sit in it. Like, you do have to continue to, push forward. One thing that I'm really grateful for too, after finishing with the coaching program that I was in with Ronnie Brown, is that I have connected with so many amazing entrepreneurs. And one of them in particular, her name is Joy. Shout out to Joy if you ever hear this episode. But one of them in particular, Joy, she does a really good job of like checking in. Like every now and then, like we keep in contact via text, or like, just DMing each other, just talking about like what's going on in our lives or what we're working on in our business. And I really appreciate her for that. So maybe you have to get like an accountability partner or something like that is just going to check in on you every now and then. Who knows, the ins and outs of like, the type of things that you're dealing with in business, like just somebody that understands and, that you could just chat with. So I really appreciate you, Joy, for checking in on me every now and then. I really appreciate it. So as the year is coming to an end too, like, cause we're about 2 weeks away maybe from Christmas, and then the new year is upon us. Like, is it just me, or I just feel like the older that I've gotten, like these years be flying by. Like, what happened to summer? Like, what happened to summer? Like, these years just be flying by. We're about to be in a whole nother year. And before the new year comes, I do want you to not forget to reflect. Don't forget to reflect on all of the things that you have accomplished this year. It's very easy to just kind of go with the flow and forget the things that you have accomplished. Like the thing that I do at the end of the year, because I don't do a good job of writing down my accomplishments and things like that, I have to go through my calendar and like look at the things that I have done and be like, oh yeah, I did. Okay. And you'll realize that you have accomplished a lot this year. And I want you to acknowledge that and congratulate yourself before you go into the new year. Because at the top of the year, we always write down all these goals and all the things that we want to accomplish. But what about the things that you have accomplished already that you haven't given any shine to? Gratitude attracts a lot of things. So if you're more grateful, if you're expressing gratitude for the things that you have accomplished, imagine all of the other accomplishments that you're making way for and opening the door for. So don't forget to reflect. I always tell people to make a list of 50 things that you have accomplished this year. And I know it sounds like a big number, but trust me, once you get to writing and once you stop overthinking what accomplishment is, you'll probably surpass 50. You'll probably surpass 50. Just the fact that you have posted consistently on Instagram, that's an accomplishment. The fact that you cleaned your brushes, it's like, but like, really think about what accomplishment means, and like stop thinking that it has to be like this grandeur thing. Speaking of grandeur, I don't know who this is for, but I did want to just acknowledge the people who are really out here. I mean, it's so many different levels of what we can do in our industry as far as like our artistry and our creativity and things like that. And I feel like there is somebody out there, just a lot of people out there who feel like just because they're not working with celebrities, or just because their work isn't on TV, or just because their stuff isn't going viral, that it makes them less than. And that is not the truth at all. you are out here impacting lives in the way that you don't even imagine. And you don't have to be touching a celebrity or doing anything grand on like a high level to get recognized for that. So I just want you to know that, like, despite what you're doing, if you're not working with celebrities or anything like that, because I feel like that's the type of thing that, I've seen it time and time again with myself. Like, I can post work with my, regular everyday women. I could post the exact same look for everyday woman, but as soon as I put it on somebody who has like a little bit of celebrity or just, they're known, I get a bigger reaction from that. And that could really play with you sometimes and make you feel like, okay, so the work that I'm doing over here is not valued. So you're telling me that only when I do work on somebody that has like some celebrity or some kind of popularity that my work gets noticed and it's the exact same look. So I just want to point that out and acknowledge that, like, you are doing amazing. You don't have to be working on these people all the time, because there's certain things that come with, working with celebrities and, things like that. So I just wanted to say that. I don't know where that came from, but I did want to say that. And I do want to share with you, oh my God, I did something really fun last week. I'm not sure if you all are familiar with Pinky Cole, but Pinky Cole is the creator of Slutty Vegan, and I am obsessed with Slutty Vegan. The first time I had Slutty Vegan or came in contact with Slutty Vegan is in 2019. My best friend, Dayana, and I, we went to the Social Proof Conference in Atlanta. She treated me. I was her +1 to the conference, and it was amazing. It was the first one, and it had so many different breakout sessions and things like that and keynote speakers. But one of the people there was Pinky Cole, and she had just opened up her Slutty Vegan restaurant. She had the food truck for a while, but she had just opened up like the restaurant not too long before we came in contact with her down there. And last week we had the opportunity to go to her book tour. So she just came out with like a vegan cookbook. She went on tour. Pinky is originally from Baltimore. So the last stop of her tour was in Baltimore, which is not far from DC. If you're not familiar, it's about 45 minutes outside of DC. So Diana and I went to her book tour, and it was absolutely amazing. We're just so tickled by just watching Pinky, how much she has grown over the years, because a lot of times when you see people that's popping the way that she is popping, my girl is like, I think she said Slutty Vegan is like $100 million business or something like that. Insane. Okay, just to see like how she has grown since 2019 to us attending her book tour is truly aspirational and inspirational. Like, Pinky, like, if you don't know who she is, just like Google Slutty Vegan or type in Pinky Cole on Instagram and she'll pop up. But she is just amazing. Like, just being able to be in that room and just witness her greatness. She is just like so generous. She gave so much excellent advice. She done she done took on her first mentee in the room, giving people business ideas, giving people money. Like, it's just insane just to see her growth. And it was just an honor to be in the building. But one of my takeaways, one of the things that she said, and I'm literally looking at it because I put it in my notes. One of the things that she said was, stick with it until it sticks. And I absolutely love that. Stick with it until it sticks. A lot of the times when I'm looking at the people that I admire in business, a lot of them say there's nothing wrong with what you're doing right now. You just have to continue to do it. You just have to do it more. Stick with it until it sticks. That's one thing that I realized too after going through Ronnie Brown's program, was that a lot of the things that she was telling us to do are things that I have done before, but I just was like, okay, nobody is interested in this, so I'm going to stop doing it. Because that's just one thing about me. I just be feeling like, okay, if nobody is biting, then what am I doing this for? But it's the very things that we have to continue to do consistently that is going to yield the results in the future. And then one day somebody's going to be looking back at you thinking that you came from out of nowhere. You be like, no, I've been doing this. I've been posting. I've been showing up. I've been consistent. I've been doing this for years. Okay. So it's the consistency that pays off. Stick with it until it sticks. Oh my gosh. When she said that, I was like, I have to put that in my notes, not only for me, but to also share with my friends in beauty, because like I said, there are so many things that we are doing. The things that you're doing right now are the things that you have to just consistently continue to do until it sticks. And I know that it's hard because you're not seeing the results that you want to see. Like we're so fascinated with this. I think social media has really done a disservice to us, where we just think that things are supposed to come so quickly. And I'm talking about myself included. Like we just think that when we, release this offer, people are just supposed to jump, because that's what we see people who have been in business for years. It seems like everything just comes so easily to them, and that's because they've been in business way longer than we have. So we do have to, put in the work. We have to stick with it until it sticks, be consistent, but also stop comparing ourselves to people who have been doing this way longer than we have, and stop comparing ourselves to people who may have a certain level of skills, like in taking to, execute things. Because I know for me, I can speak for example, I'm always looking at certain people like, dang, how they know how to do this? Dang, how they just seem like they popping. But when you really get down to it, this person has a whole marketing and social media background and branding background. Like they're not just a makeup artist. They're not just a photographer. They already have certain skills within themselves that have allowed them to achieve a certain level of success. So we have to stop comparing ourselves to people, because we don't know, the circumstances that they come from, that have, set themselves, that they have been able to set themselves up and align with, things just to get things done, which seems like quicker in our eyes. But they might have been doing this for a while, or this is what they do. You know what I'm saying? You picking up what I'm putting down? I hope you understand what I'm saying. So I did want to share that with you. So I do want to say, it's like no shame to do what you have to do. I went to this networking event recently for this modeling agency called JAG Co. It was amazing, like dinner party, networking event. And one thing that really stood out to me when I was in that room and everybody was going around introducing themselves, it's like everybody introduced themselves saying like, hey, my name is such and such, and I do this during the daytime, but I'm a model. I do this, but I'm a photographer. I do this, but I'm a set designer. It was so many people in there who I don't think I heard anybody say, I'm a full-time makeup artist. I do XYZ full-time. It wasn't a lot of people in there that did that. And it really stood out to me, because I know a lot of us take pride in like wanting to be full-time in our businesses and everything. But full-time, man, oh my God, like it's hard. It really is hard. And I want to tell you that if you are full-time in your business, or you dedicate more time in your business than you do to your side hustle, your 9-to-5, there's no shame in having a 9-to-5. Let me tell you something. The people that have a 9-to-5 right now, or extra income on the side that is like guaranteed income, there is no shame in that. And don't let anybody rush you to be a full-time beautypreneur, entrepreneur. Don't let anybody shame you for being or for having your 9-to-5. Let me tell you something. That 9-to-5 is the thing that is holding down that stability that can fund your business. When you need to do something in your business, you can pull from your 9-to-5 to make that happen. Whereas like if you're full-time, then you have to come up with all of these creative ways to continue to bring in income so that you're not suffering out here. So I want to say, like, there's no shame in doing what you have to do. If you do aspire to be full-time in your business one day, that's absolutely amazing. But where you are right now, just appreciate where you are right now, and don't let anybody shame you for working a job. Or if you're full-time in your business right now and you have to go back and get a job, it's very hard to do that, because I know a lot of us have put pride behind being able to sustain ourselves and work for ourselves. And, when you have to go back and get a job, it could kind of feel like you're failing a little bit, but you're not failing. You're just doing what you have to do for you, and nobody else can have an opinion on that because they don't have to live your life. Okay, so I just wanted to say that I absolutely love when I get to do these solo episodes, because if you don't know, like, my process for doing these solo episodes, I always meditate before, and I just say, like, just give me, or just share with me, like, in my meditation, I'm just kind of like concentrating on just let whatever needs to be said, like, be said. I don't have like a script for my solo episodes, but I really do. I literally meditated before recording this, and just wanted to allow whatever needed to be said to be said. So I feel like I'm coming to the end of it. I feel like I said a lot of what I needed to say so far. And I hope that something out of here, resonates with you. You can share it with your friends. You can repost it. Send me a message. Comment on the designated post for this episode on Instagram or YouTube to share your thoughts about it. And I would really love it. I love your feedback so much. What I'm going to do, too, is I need your help with something. Oh, my God, I need your help. So at the beginning of this year, I wrote down a list of people who I wanted to have on the Friends in Beauty podcast this year. And it was a pretty decent list. I want to say it might have been like 10, to 15 people on there. And I feel like, just off the top of my head, I feel like I might have gotten through like 5 or 6 of them. But they are like really, really big people that I want to have on the Friends in Beauty podcast for you next year. So I'm going to make a post soon with those people. And if you could just tag them and so we could just spam their notifications, that would be great. If you could help me do that, just spam the heck out of their notifications so I can get their attention, because these are people that I've reached out to, and they're just so busy, and they probably haven't seen, my notifications. I don't know. But I need your help. All right. So thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast. Like I said, I hope something resonated with you. When I do these episodes, I never really know what I said until I go back and listen to it. So that's always the funny thing. So I can't really tell you what I just said, but I hope that it touched you in some kind of way. Happy holidays to you. Keep your head up. It's not over till it's over. Let's stop being in a rush. Okay, let's enjoy the process. Let's enjoy the steps to getting to our goals. And if I don't talk to you before the year is out, then I'm wishing you the absolute best going into the new year. I'm wishing you the absolute best going into the new year. And I just pray that, I pray for your strength. I pray for your clarity. And I pray for you to find it in you to be consistent and stick with it until it sticks. All right. I will talk to you in another episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast soon. And let's stay connected. Follow me on social media. And let's do this. We got this. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Friends in Beauty podcast. Don't forget, sharing is caring. Share this episode with at least one friend in beauty, and subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts so that other friends in beauty can find this show. Plus, we'd love to hear your feedback. Connect with us on all social media platforms at Friends in Beauty, #Friends in Beauty to join the conversation, and join our Friends in Beauty Facebook community to stay connected. Talk to you soon.